What's up, everybody? It is Prem here, and welcome back to Growth Every Day, Day 12. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Starting the video off a little differently today, I actually decided somebody gave me a great suggestion to post the actual workout here. So I'm leaving this up for about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to get into the workout footage right here. So for those of you who want a more in-depth look at my workout, or really just want to save it to your phone or something like that, feel free to screenshot that at the beginning and use it for yourself, adjust the weights and everything. But as you saw today, I did 3 reps of about 100 jump ropes to warm up. Again, keeping that Achilles in check. Moved into my internal tibia rotation drills, some chin-ups into lat pull-down. So since I can't do 10 chin-ups like I used to be able to do, I'm doing AMRAPs of chin-ups, taking 15 seconds, and then finishing out the rest of the 10 reps on lat pull-downs. And then I finished with some RDLs, my absolute favorite exercise. Went heavier on those today. I did about 185 instead of 165 for sets of 8 instead of 5. And it still felt pretty easy, so I'm going to work my way up, but I'm definitely a lot stronger than I initially thought on RDLs. But today I want to talk about the use of pre-workout and stimulants before an exercise session and what my opinions are on those. A lot of people consider pre-workout a type of supplement. I consider it somewhat different. I think of it more of a stimulant instead of a supplement. And what do I think is the difference between those two categories? Well, I would say like a supplement is more something you take with your diet to enhance your diet, versus a stimulant is something you take to enhance your training. So like a multivitamin is something you take to enhance your diet, nutrition, and overall recovery. But a stimulant like caffeine or pre-workout is something that you take to enhance your training session so that you can push yourself a little harder, get those extra few reps, and really have a good energetic training session and feel better. So what are my thoughts on the use of stimulants before a training session? So I personally have never ever taken pre-workout before a training session. However, I have drank coffee before a training session, which is essentially the same thing. If you really think about it, the main ingredient in a lot of pre-workouts is caffeine. And what caffeine does is, well, everybody knows it wakes you up in the morning. It gives you energy, quote unquote. And I put that in quotes not because it's not true, but, and again, I'm not entirely sure of the science behind it, so please go ahead and look it up for yourself from an expert who knows a lot more about it than I do. But from my understanding of it, caffeine doesn't directly give you energy, but it blocks something else that makes you tired. Again, not sure if that's 100% true. Please verify me, fact check me. I'm going to have to read up on that, but from my understanding of it, that's what caffeine does. And because of that, you can have, better training sessions because you feel like you have more energy, and you feel better and you feel more stimulated. I can personally speak to that in, I've come to training sessions having drank coffee and having not drank coffee, and I can feel the difference. I feel like the weight is lighter. I feel like I can run faster. Again, if you abuse, and when I say abuse, if you have these things every day, I feel like the effect that they give you definitely decreases, like a law of diminishing returns, because your body adapts just like it does to everything to the use of stimulants. So I drink coffee pretty much every day, so now I don't really feel like that huge of a difference. But here's my thing. While I have never taken pre-workout and I'm not really opposed to using stimulants, I would say this: err on the side of caution, because I feel like the problem comes in when you need a stimulant to have a good training session. Today I had about 250 milligrams of caffeine before my session today, and I felt great. Yesterday I had absolutely no caffeine before my training session, and I still felt phenomenal. So the thing is, if you're going to have pre-workout and you're going to have caffeine or some sort of stimulant, that's fine. As long as when that thing is taken away, you can have, still a good training session. Like you're not crazy fatigued, you're not crazy lethargic when you're off the stimulants. I understand needing that extra boost some days, especially when you're in a caloric deficit, and you're not eating, to an optimal limit. You're trying to cut weight. There's a lot of different scenarios where I can see you needing that boost for your training. However, if you're relying on that boost every single day, I do think there is a problem, because as strong of a word as it is, that is borderline addiction to the stimulant. So I do drink caffeine before my sessions. Again, I don't plan on taking pre-workout. Just don't see the point. I feel great with and without it. The same goes for music. Music can be an amazing stimulant neurally. get you in the mood, especially when you're about to PR, hit heavy lifts. Today, I did listen to music, but this was the first time I'd been listening to anything in probably a good 2 or 3 weeks. I listen to music when I feel like it. It doesn't make the difference in my training. I just sometimes, it's nice to have some music in the background, but most of the time I'm totally fine training in complete silence. And I know a lot of people say that music in the gym is really annoying. I can train with music in the gym because I think you should teach yourself to train without the addition of anything, no loud music, no excess stimulants. You don't need these things. It's okay to use them as long as you know, truly, and that you don't need them to have a good training session. So that's my overall thoughts on stimulants, whether that's caffeine pre-workout or music or really anything else you could think of. But it looks like I am running out of time on the video here today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. I really appreciate every single one of you. This is now day 12. We are almost at 2 weeks. And I'm going to sign off here, guys. Please leave any feedback in the comment section below. And later.